welcome to SuperScreen's flagship news, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Adinike Owoye Ajiboye. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukuru Buratai, has called on the general public to make security a collective responsibility in order to make the country safe for all. Buratai made the call during a visit to the headquarters of the 6th Division Nigerian Army in Port Harcourt to commission some of the projects initiated by the division.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukuru Buratai, called on Nigerians to support the armed forces in security situations in the country. He said this during a visit to Port Harcourt at the Nigerian Army 6th Division headquarters, where he commissioned some blocks of officers.
Officers and indeed commanders always contribute their quotas towards the development of their formations wherever they are deployed.
The Army Chief stressed the need for the cooperation, saying it is safer when there is a good understanding between the masses and the armed forces. He charged the people to always contribute their quota towards the development of the nation.
It's the responsibility of everybody to join hands to know that it's not entirely a military responsibility.
On his part, General Officer commanding the 6th Division Nigerian Army, Major General Musa Yusuf, said some of the projects commissioned will address the challenges of shortage of officers in the division, thereby boosting the morale of personnel.
This division is the youngest formation of the Nigerian Army established in the course of implementing the Nigerian Army Order of Battle 2016. Since its operationalization in 2017, the division has tried to surmount the insecurity challenges in the region in collaboration with sister services and other security agencies.
Part of the projects commissioned was the twin building of the division, the mascot house, hospital, amongst others.
Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano has sacked 18 commissioners in his cabinet, including political appointees and ministries, departments, and agencies. A senior special assistant to the governor on media, Oliver Okpala, who confirmed the development to journalists on Wednesday, said a letter signed by the secretary to the state government, Solo Okolo Bello, ordered the affected officers to hand over to permanent secretaries of their respective ministries, departments, and agencies, or to the most senior civil servant in the absence of the permanent secretaries. The memo directed the affected appointees to hand over any project or vehicles in their possession to the office of the secretary to the state government on or before Friday. A former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshiomhole, says the federal government's proposal to implement a new minimum wage is not a political trick to win the 2019 general elections. Oshiomhole disclosed this in an interview with journalists, said the government will begin implementation of workers' minimum wage by the third quarter of 2018. Oshiomhole, who is also a former president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, said the government's pronouncement on the minimum wage is only about a political will. The Senate has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to review his position in withholding assent on the bill to establish Peace Corps of Nigeria. This followed the adoption of a point of order raised by Senator Dino Melaye during a Wednesday's plenary session. Relying on the Senate rules, Melaye urged the Senate to revisit the bill with a view to veto the president if he fails to rescind his rejection of the bill. And now, varied reactions have trailed the hate speech bill, with the punishment of death sentence, which passed second reading at the Senate. A cross-section of Nigerians who spoke to SuperScreen on the bill expressed controversial views.
Hate speech is any speech that attacks a person or group on the basis of attributes such as race, religion, ethnic origins, sexual orientation, disability, or gender. Today in Nigeria, The present administration under President Muhammadu Buhari has frowned against any speech that attacks the sovereignty of the nation, which they have termed hate speech. Following this, the Senate is also considering passing the hate speech bill, which attracts death penalty for anyone found guilty. Reacting on this development, these Nigerians describe the bill as being controversial.
We should be very, very careful about such bills, because if the government wants to target any particular person that might want to criticize it one way or the other, they could use such speech against whatever anybody says against him. If you are unnecessarily, without any justifiable reason, criticizing the government for the purpose of pulling down that government, I think the bill will go, if the bill goes through, it will be okay. So there must be a balancing.
The hate speech bill is a right decision, is in the right direction. And I say this because in a world that is already filled with hate, if you allow people to fester hate and bitterness using all kinds of hate speech and slogan, it's like you are setting the place up for an explosion.
The hate speech is a DOA. It's dead on arrival. Because to whom will it be directed? Hate speech is, there's no way you campaign without you using some certain languages. Okay? And to the other people, they might turn that as hate speech just to get you. Okay? I, for one, does not believe we need that now.
Worthy of note is that the hate speech bill has passed through second reading at the Senate, raising fears amongst Nigerians. These legal practitioners and Nigerians share their views on the development, especially as regards to the constitutional rights of the Nigerian citizens.
Speeches that actually will cause about unwarranted statements in the society that will bring about the death or the destruction of properties, like maybe I hate you, I don't like Igbo, I don't like Yoruba, I don't like Hausa. Those kind of things actually should be contained.
When you pass a law that you cannot properly implement, then you have not done anything. Law itself is an instrument of social engineering. Correction. What is the aim of implementing a particular law? Do you want to correct people or you want to oppress the people? A person who has filed against the law, such as hate speech, should be prosecuted, no doubt, if it becomes law, if the bill finally becomes law. But I don't think death penalty is right. I think it's too much.
They should direct the death sentence to anti-corruption drive. Maybe that can work in there, not on speeches. We have humongous problems on our hands that should be affixed to, not hate speeches or whatever.
For the hate speech bill to be passed into law, President Muhammadu Buhari must assent the bill, and if it does, it will mean a defining moment on whether Nigeria is practicing true democracy or not.
Now, the Police Service Commission, PSC, has approved the promotion of 414 senior police officers to their next ranks. Among them is Danjuma Ibrahim. Danjuma Ibrahim, who was recently acquitted over the Akpo 6 killings and was alleged to have connived with other officers to cause the death of Igbo traders arrested by the police attached to Garaki Police Division. However, Danjuma was acquitted by the court, after which he was reinstated by the police authorities, and he is now an Assistant Inspector General of Police. The Commission's head of information, Ikechukwu Ani, said the promotions formed the high point of the 26th plenary meeting of the Commission held in Abuja from February 27 to March 1st, 2018. Zamfara State Governor and Chairman of Nigeria's Governors Forum, Abdulaziz Yari, has called for a comprehensive reform of the Nigeria Police Force to address the various security threats in the country. Yari made this call when he received the Senate Audit Committee on Security Infrastructure in his state on a mission to conduct an on-the-spot assessment of the killings that recently occurred in the state. He thanked the committee for the visit and for taking steps to assess the situation in the state.
The truth of the matter, what I realized my stewardship 7 years close to now, the challenge of security is lack of equipment. That's the fact. Because the kind of, even this local bandit, not forget about Boko Haram, who are then trying to have other source of getting equipment international. Even these local that are selling their cows and get equipment, they are getting more sophisticated with them than some of our police. The situation of the security is an unfortunate situation, but I believe the government, both sides, federal government, and even the local government, are putting in their best to ensure that we have a better place to live and control the issue of adapting cultural sin and by extension the armed banditry. So all of us, both the federal government, state and local governments, we are putting in our best to ensure that we're out of where we are. But having said this, as leaders, it's our responsibility.
On his part, Chairman of the committee, Ahmad Lawan, said the committee is in the state to review the crisis at hand and thereby called for the empowerment of security agencies in states across the country.
Your Excellency, without taking any more of your time, we need to empower our security agencies at the appropriate time as soon as we agree with the kind of structure that we should have. But it is very important that we continue to emphasize that we in the legislature will continue to give every possible support to our President and the Executive General, because we need to work together for us to achieve the kind of results.
The visit is on the directive of Senate President Bukola Saraki. And now in education matters, the federal government has concluded plans to declare a state of emergency in the education sector across the 36 states of the Federation. The declaration has been slated for April 2018. The Minister of Education, Adamu, who is represented by the State Minister for Education, Anthony Gouzier, discussed this to journalists at the 28th quarterly meeting of UBEC management with the Executive Chairman of SUBEB in Algeria, Lafayette. Adamu expressed concerns over the rate at which scores of school students were out of school, with poor infrastructure, lack of regular teachers, training, shortage of instructional materials, among others. He, however, called on all states and other major stakeholders to address the issue. Student union should not be an avenue to practice hooliganism in higher institutions. Chairman of Unilag Alumni Association, Lukman Adioti, expressed this view in an interview with SuperScreen at a forum to declare open their 2018 Alumni Week. The report.
Non-Academic Staff Union, ASU, and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian University, SANU, at the University of Lagos, Unilag, have their demands for the payments of their entitlements from the federal government. Reacting to these developments, Chairman of the Unilag Alumni Association, Lukman Adioti, at this forum to declare open the 2018 Alumni Week, said the unions are fighting a just cause but appeals to them to embrace dialogue.
What they are asking for, to the best of my knowledge, is legitimate. But their post, I would say that must be reviewed. And you further ask this question that as an alumni, what have we done? Well, here, right in this hall, we have NAS members are here. Alumni, I, on behalf of alumni, call several and they honor us, and that is now why, to some extent now, we enjoy relative peace here on campus.
Speaking with SuperScreen TV, Adeoti decried the practice of hooliganism by students' union members, which, according to him, should be done in a non-violent way.
There is no government that will encourage hooliganism. So by the time they come with ideas, and we believe that people with ideas are the people that can move the nation forward. So, and it's a training ground. That student union, it should be a training ground for leadership in the future. But embarking on destruction or illegalism, that is I equally condemn that act. But I will encourage government and the university administrator to always allow student union ESCO.
Other alumni executives bear in their mind on development and projects be carried out.
We have entrepreneurship where we employ these graduate students into the university to empower them. I'm actually using this opportunity to ask the students that finish from here, or even not only new students, everyone that's finished from here that don't have a job, you can actually contact us right now because we have a lot of programs from undergraduates to come in under the entrepreneurship. We also empower them.
The thing about the Alumni Association is a collective effort. I want to encourage you, those of us that are privileged to be supporting our association, to please go out and be evangelists of the Alumni Association. I can't think of a brand that is better and bigger in any association that you talk about in Nigeria today than the University of Lagos Alumni Association.
The Alumni Association is one that supports the university for the purpose of forging ahead in development.
Greatest of the greatest of the greatest advocates.
Still staying with education matters, the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAM, says it will not release the 2018 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME results immediately. The examination is scheduled to begin on Friday, March 9 to March 17. The registrar of the board, Ishak Oloide, disclosed this during a press conference titled Conduct of the 2018 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination in Abuja. Oloide said reason for the delay in releasing the result is to review the activities of the candidates and to minimize the number of cancellations. You're still watching SuperScreen's flagship news, so we'll take a short break here for some messages. And when we return, we'll bring you business news to stay.
When you wake up in the morning, before you start your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. For work and for play, for a great start to your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. We always start our day with a nourishing Kellogg's breakfast, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. Kellogg's makes a great tasting breakfast for all of us. So in our family, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
So I eat Kellogg's for breakfast. It keeps me full of energy. It's tasty and nutritious. And schoolwork seems so easy. Kellogg's every day. Breakfast time is Kellogg's time. Breakfast is Kellogg's.
So give your family a tasty, nutritious breakfast of Kellogg's today. Now also available at just 15 naira.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
Well, many thanks for staying with us. Now in business news. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, says the volume of economic activity through the nation's seaports improved marginally in 2017. A total of 71.9 million metric tons of cargoes was recorded during the year as against 70.82 metric tons in 2016, representing an increase of 1.5%. This was confirmed in its report released on Tuesday, which shows the number of vessels calling at the nation's ports increased to 4,622 in 2017 from 4,175 in 2016. The report also showed that the number of passenger traffic at the Calabar port within the period under review is 6,704 in 2017 as against 7,442 in 2016. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has extended its free e-dividend registration deadline to March 31. A senior management staff in the commission who discussed this to journalists said the deadline was extended in principle for the third time to allow operators clear their e-dividend backlogs. The officials said the main reason for the extension was to clear the backlogs and to work out details of how the parties involved in the exercise would get their share. E-dividend is an online payment of dividends to investors rather than through post. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, has appealed to the Lagos State government to reverse its current increment in the recent reenacted land use charge. In response, Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode said he is ready to dialogue with the organized private sector on the LUC with a view to arriving at a compromise. You will recall that the coalition of real estate investors and surveyors in Lagos State have revealed through analysis of the LUCL 2018 that owners and occupiers are expected to pay a token percentage of 0.076% of the value of the assessed property. State government explained that the recent increase in the land use charge would provide more resources to the state to provide social services and infrastructure to the benefit of the general public. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has warned that a trade war U.S. President Donald Trump apparently intends to provoke with tariffs on steel and aluminium would snuff out global growth. The head of IMF, Christine Lagarde, who disclosed this, said if international trade is called into question by these types of measures, it will be a transmission channel for a drop in growth, a drop in trade, and it will be fearsome on RTL radio. Christine said in a trade war that will be fed by reciprocal increases of customs tariffs, no one will win. And that's it in business news tonight. We'll take another short break for some messages, after which we'll bring you news from the foreign scene, sports and entertainment world. To stay.